Hey gang, hey friends, hey gang friends. I just spat on myself. You Ved. Thank you for joining me. I hope this video finds you well. If you're new here, then hello, come in, welcome. How are you? You doing well? You okay? You good? Good. My name is Jo and I do nail stuff. She does stuff, nail stuff, blah, 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 blah. Today we are going to be getting on with it. We're going to be doing a kind of wintry night sky, but I figured I better throw something festive at the situation, so we do that. We'll get to it. Stick around. I'm starting with Space Army, which is from Gel Perfection. You can get all the Gel Perfection colours and all the products I use at diamondglitters.co.uk, and you can use code TEAMDG for a discount. I know, aren't you lucky? So I've done Space Army over everything, and I'm now taking... Am I shouting? I am, aren't I? I'm now taking Bora Bora, and I've mixed it with some of the first base, which is the Gel Perfection base coat. And I'm taking this brush. This is the loop brush from Crystal Nails. I used it the other day and said I don't use it much, which I don't, but here we are again. So I'm just patting. That's literally this whole video until like 5 minutes towards the end, which is why I was questioning whether I should shorten it. I'm patting to create this kind of, if it were, so here's the plan. I'm going for distant clouds, distant, misty, far away clouds, or, you know, far off galaxies and wonderment. So I've done that, and now I'm taking some isopropyl alcohol, which is your prep solution, cleanse, whatever you want to call it. And I haven't cured this, so I'm bubble in my throat. I'm lying down because I am dying. I'm not dying. I'll tell you in a minute. I'm just patting the IPA over these clouds, air quotes, to give that kind of fluffy, bubbly, what's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, fluffy cloud look. And then I'm repeating this step, doing exactly the same in the same areas, but I didn't do this on the other nails, because I do this over all of them. But I didn't do 2 coats over all of them. What I did for the next lot was put a bit more of the second blue, the Bora Bora, into the mix with the base coat, so it was a bit more opaque and less sheer. And then did the isopropyl alcohol again, but I only had to do it once because I'd made the mix more opaque. You see? Yeah. So that's going in the lamp, and it's also going to lighten our Space Army a bit so that we can see detail later on. So I'm now mixing some white, some Alaska in with that mix. And what are we going to do with it? I'm just creating a very, 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 very pale blue, like a blue-white, white-blue, this colour. I'm doing in the same manner, but now we're going for the more prominent clouds. So I'm taking the brush. I am doing exactly the same thing. Just pat, pat, pat. I'm using the shape of the end of this brush because it's kind of a little bit rounded to get me that round, fluffy. Fluffy is the word I was looking for. Or have I already said that? I don't know. To get that kind of fluffy cloud look. And this is one of those sets. It's a bit Bob Ross. You know, just stab here, stab at that. And you're like, what the fuck is that supposed to be? And then you step back and you go, oh, it's a cloud. That's what we're going for. Nice and easy, no skill required, just pat. If you can hold a brush and pat it, winning. You've got this. So I'm doing the same. That the middle cloud, are we going to fix that? That's not sitting right with me. I presume it didn't sit right with me at the time. Do we fix it? I don't know. I've now taken the IPA again, haven't cured this lot of clouds, and I'm doing exactly the same. I don't know how many times I'm going to try and describe this, what I'm doing in this video, probably several more, but fix it, fix the cloud, the bottom's too big, woman. I'm patting, once I've dipped my brush in the IPA, I'm patting it. I was patting it on my thumb, that wasn't working. Turns out I'm not that porous. So I'm using the paper. So get a good look at this paper because it's about to get real messy. This is the neatest it's going to look for the rest of the video. And then just pat, pat, pat. And it's one of those techniques that you could quite easily just spend hours just patting and patting and patting. Just stop it. Put it in the lamp. As soon as you sort of think, oh, yes, woo, she fixed it. As soon as you think, yes, that kind of looks cloud-like. Someone could mistake that for a cloud. Get that shit in the lamp. So yeah, here I am, just doing the same, just pat until I get this kind of fluffy, bubbly looking cloud stuffs. And then I'm going to do the same on another nail, and then I do something different on the 3 middle ones. Well, it's not that different. But yeah, so if at any point during this video I scream out in pain, it's because I've done something wrong with my shoulder, my neck, my back today. I've been lying on the floor all day until now, and then thought I really better get this done because there's a Rafa match on later and I don't want to miss it. So you can see this is the one where I only did 1 lot of this. I think I go straight in with the white mix now. This is sped up, I don't know how much, maybe 2.5 times. Can you imagine how long the video would be if I didn't speed it up though? That would just be painful for everybody involved. I hope everyone's doing well. Let me know how you're getting on in the comments. What's going on with your country? Where are you? What's happening? Tell me everything. I'm now taking the white, is it just white? No, I think it's the cloud mix white. Get in shot now, right. And I'm drawing, there's my thumb, do you like it? I'm drawing sort of a half moon. I'm going for a half moon. And annoyingly, I didn't place them next to each other correctly for the picture or the reveal. So it looks a bit wonk majonk, but it's done. I'm not doing it again. Let's get to some comments while I'm doing exactly the same thing. Totally Kayla, she says that she's inspired by my videos to do more on her channel, which is fantastic. So go to Totally Kayla and subscribe. She's got some cool nail videos on there as well. And Alison Eddowes says that she wishes all of us lockdown nail techs could drink Baileys and Zoom party as we all paint our nails. That would be amazing. That would be so cool. Although, you know, would that mean face to face, or would we be looking at nails? Because I don't want to brush my hair. But yeah, that would be awesome if we could all have a massive Zoom party and drink Baileys, which I need to order some more of. Patting the clouds. Pat, 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 patty, pat, 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 pat. I have some more comments as well because there were loads on there. So, and I love reading your comments, so I've put some more on. Here we go. We have Olivia Freitas. She says she's just finding my channel now. Oh, I missed it. What did she say? Oh, no, I can't remember. But it was to say welcome. Thank you for subscribing. That was it. New subscriber. Thank you for joining us and joining the gang. Pat. I think I'm just going to say Pat like every 30 seconds or so. And Tiffany Strayhorn says that she learns so much from these videos. She learns something every day. And I put that up there just because I'm amazed by it. I've never done a nail art course or training or anything like that, so the fact that people say that they're learning things from this channel and from my videos, that makes me really happy. I think that's awesome, and just crazy. I find it crazy, you know. I don't know how to do this stuff. I'm just winging it. Like, I'm not lying here. I'm just making it all up as I go along. I follow some videos sometimes, but you know, I've never had any training for it, so I'm just kind of hoping for the best. Every time I sit down, every time the client says, oh, let's do a design like this, I'm like, okay, I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm just going to do it anyway. And that's a good way to learn as well, just practice by doing, and eventually you sort of don't get, like, I don't get worried when someone asks me for a design anymore. Like, if there's one that I don't know how to do, I'll have to think about it and how did they achieve that and how did they get that there, and you know, and do that little maths in your head where you kind of sit there, your eyes darting back and forward and your fingers kind of doing a little dance. Weirdo. Doing that little dance of, okay, so I'll do that first and then I top that and so they give it a buff and then apply that, so mix those together and so do the white buff and so foil them, so double top and so, oh no, they can do it, you know, that kind of, that's when your client looks at you like, what are you doing? Yeah, so I sometimes do that, but I don't get too worried anymore, and that's just because just when someone wants to design, just say yes all the time. And if you're not confident, then you can say, I will do it to my best ability. But the best way is just to keep at it. And if you love it, then, right, hang on, where are we? This is, now I'm outlining the moon. I've taken some of the some Alaska and some base coat and kind of mixed them together on my brush, and just done the outline of the moon. And then I'm kind of dry brushing some of the white and blue mix over the body of the moon, so that it kind of just gives this mottly just texture and dimension to the moon, and gives it that kind of moon look. That's what we're going for on the moon. So just patting, like I say, not a lot of product on my brush, so you do still get some blue areas. We're now doing something different. Yay! What was I talking about before? I don't know. So I'm taking Blackout. I've done some straight lines, and then again we're Bob Rossing some trees now. Just doing wiggle, 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 just getting wider as you go down the tree. Because it's winter, so they're not leafy trees. Although, aren't those kind of trees evergreen? Have I ever seen a tree like that that's dead? I don't know. Probably. So again, there is no, you don't need to do perfect lines. I'm just letting my brush sort of wiggle. When your hand rests on a nerve and it kind of shakes, you kind of want to go between steady and that level of wiggleness. If that helps, probably not. That's a shit description. And just wiggling a bit on the left, a bit on the right, a bit on the left, a bit on the right, until you get down to the bottom, and then going to cure that. And that's another reason why I wanted the blue mix, the second blue we did, the blue and the base coat, Bora Bora, to put that over a lot of areas, because I didn't think the black was going to show up too well on the Space Army. I mean, it showed up, but it's not going to be too, it's going to be quite subtle. So we've got that mix behind and the clouds behind to bring out these silhouettes of trees. And again, just wiggling. We're patting and wiggling. That's all we're kind of doing in this video. But it does look a bit more, once it's all done, it does look more complex than it actually is. And they're my favourite kinds of designs. And someone can say, that looks amazing. You're like, oh yeah, no, thanks. Yeah, it's fabulous. It's really fucking easy. So just wiggles either side, but just obviously making sure you do get a bit wider as you go down. Doesn't matter if the lines are a bit thin there, a bit fat there, just as it comes. Now, what am I doing? Oh, now I was just mixing everything together. I didn't know what to do, so I took a bit of Bora Bora, a bit of the Bora base coat mix, a bit of Alaska, a bit of the Alaska and Bora Bora and base coat mix, just a bit of everything. And guess what? We're back to patting. We're back to patting. Just patting. And then taking some IPA again, blotting it on our paper. And that was probably a bit too much, so take some off. And then soaking up some of it. So just, again, we're going to leave this kind of patchy. Is my voice wobbly? Because my hand's my hand is resting on a nerve. And the phone's shaking as I'm recording this. So would that affect my voice? No. I mean, just it moving? I don't know. What was I saying? Oh, fuck. I'm slightly distracted by a replay of tennis I'm watching as well. So I'm just patting and just refining that line a bit there, trying to make it neat. And then again, just pat, pat, pat. This really is all there is to this set. And you get this kind of stipply look. And then if you and then going over again with IPA. But if you think it's getting too white, then take some Space Army or a bit more Bora Bora and mix that into it, and just pat some of that on. It's just patting, wetting, soaking up some of the wet, patting, dry brushing. It's just patting. I don't know what else to say. If you haven't, here we go. If you have any questions about this is the best way to do this. Feel free to ask me questions about it, because I clearly am incapable of describing this in any other way than pat this, then put IPA on and pat it, then wipe your brush and soak up some of the IPA and pat it, and then pat it some more. That's, if there's any questions, I will be happy to answer them. And I do, I'm pretty sure I've replied to every single comment ever on my channel. If I haven't, then it's just because I haven't seen it. I don't always see the notifications, but I do try to reply. It's getting harder though, because it does take a while, but I love replying to comments and having a chat with you all, because you're my little YouTube fam. I've never said fam in my life, and I instantly regret it. I'm now doing some stars, twinkly stars. So a dot and then line. So as you pull those lines away from the dot, lift up a bit so it gets thinner towards the end and a bit wispy. And then I'm going to do some teeny tiny dots. And then I wanted to do some even teeny tiny dots. So teeny tiny dots. So I'm doing some brighter ones, and they can just go everywhere. They can go on the clouds and all over the sky. So just dot, and I do. What's that noise? Dying. No. I'm distracted. Dots. Stars and dots. So we've got pat, then wiggle, now dots. It's very technical. I hope you can keep up. More stars on this one. Do I speed this up? Do we? I thought maybe I'd put more stuff on screen to discuss. No. I obviously thought I could talk for this long. I'm getting a bit of a dry mouth though. Once we've done these dots, I am flash curing everything as I go. So no, actually, well, am I flash? No, I'm probably full curing. So the first, oh, here we go. So I'm full curing, you know, the first color, and then the first wash of clouds, and then the second clouds, and then the lines of the trees I didn't cure. I did the lines and then did the long stem, trunk. But I didn't flash cure those. I just went straight in and did the wiggles, the wiggles, and then cured that. So you can just, you know, when you're happy with a bit, just cure it. I'm now trying to draw a sleigh, and I did not, as per, look at a picture, which I had looked at when I designed this set. I had looked at a picture of a I had looked at a picture, a silhouette of a sleigh, and then I was watching something while doing this, so I couldn't bother to get the picture up. I just thought I'll try and remember. I mean, it's a sleigh, so I did the curly front and then a straight line, and then the seat area, the sleigh. My Santa's a bit shocking as well. I accidentally did a straight line and thought I'll give him another one and they can be arms, but he looks like kind of zombie Santa, arms out, brains, reindeer brains. But I am going to cure that just because it's small. So when gel detail is close together, I like to sort of flash or cure as I go so that it doesn't join back into itself. So we did this sort of body of the sleigh, the boot. Do they have boots? What do they call them in some places? Trunk. Did the boot, and then kind of did some lumpy bits that would be big stacks of presents. And then 2 dots for Santa's belly and head, and then just kind of added some little legs that touched the bottom of the sleigh, and then a pointy hat, and then zombie arms. And now we're doing some more trees on this one. Just wiggles. So the Santa and the sleigh and the reindeer was the bit that I was concerned about for this set. I wasn't sure how it was going to go. Not overly happy with my Santa, but, you know, it's very small. So I'm now doing reindeer, which kind of went okay. I like to break it down into patterns, so a kind of sideways U, like a little cheeky smile, and then bringing down the body and the back legs. The pointy bit is the tail. They don't have long tails like horses do. They have those kind of like little tufty ones, don't they? And then his arms, I'm kind of going for a prancing looking. He's kind of a bit more upright than I'd planned, but I had decided I was only going to do these once. So whatever they came out like, that's what they were going to be. With the neck, I just took it up a bit higher and then added a little V on the front, and that's his face, and then some tiny antlers. And then figured he needed more antlers because he looked a bit Looked a bit silly with just the one. So we're doing another one coming up there. That's the one on the other side. Is that how I leave him? Yeah. And I did intend, I'm just trying to mark out where to do the other one. Fat lot of good that was, because they end up looking completely different and they're not in line, but you know. Never mind. What was I saying? Oh yes, I was the drawing on my tablet, which I think I show you at some point, had like 4 reindeers, and then when I got down to it, I just thought there's no way that's happening. Plus, you know, it's just Rudolph and his friend. All the other reindeers, you know, they didn't want to play with him. They didn't want him to join in their reindeer games until they found out he had a red nose. Well, no. Okay? That's not how friendship works. You don't just like me just because suddenly I'm famous and I have a glowing nose. No, no. You didn't like me before. If you don't like me at my worst, you don't deserve me at my best. So he's just picking one reindeer to go with him. And that's only so he doesn't have to pull it all by himself. He probably doesn't like that reindeer either. That's why he's behind him, so he can trump on him, which means fart in England. BT dubs. Oh, what is me with the BT dubs and the fam? What's going on? So that is our reindeers just kind of leaping. So a U, some little pokey out arms, and then some straight back leg. I'm not in a very descriptive mood, am I? I'm in too much pain, and you know, Djokovic's bum looks nice in blue, so I'm distracted and I'm in pain. What day is it? It's Thursday. I might have a Baileys in a minute. I'm doing some stars, adding some dots to the middle of them to give them that bing, you know, bright star. That reindeer's awful. He looks so different to the other one as well, but like I say, I wasn't going to do him again, just because it was I think it was probably one of those evenings again, like it usually is when I do my videos. I'm up there and it's late at night and I think I really should go to bed, and then I go and get into bed and I stay awake till like 5 a.m, fucking about doing what? I don't know. Watching stuff, fiddling around on my laptop. I don't know. What do I do? Yeah. I've talked too much. My voice hurts now. I'm now going to give him some reins. For some reason, only one. Why didn't I do 2? So now he's holding one rein with 2 hands. Or no, it's just going to one hand. I don't know. The Santa's just a mess. And then I tried to line it up to where to put the reins to the other one. Does it go around their neck? I was wondering. Yeah, I suppose dogs, their collars and leads go around their neck. Although I suppose they're kind of quite slack anyway, aren't they? They're flying. Oh no, because they're pulling a sleigh, so they'd be taut. Anyway, they're fictional. I didn't manage to line this up very well, but that was that. And more wiggles. Oh, what's everyone doing this weekend? Look at me sat here like I've just curled up like, right, okay, what's happening? Do you tell me? It's somebody else's turn to talk. Although, you know, I've got, oh my goodness, nearly 9,000 subscribers now, which is fucking insane. I thought I'd get like 8 tops, as in 8, the number 8. So it's insane, and thank you to everybody who's subscribed and watches. I love it. I love you. And do you know what? There's almost 9,000 subscribers. I'm thinking maybe at least one person could come give me a really good deep massage. We'll discuss. So I'm now back to Wiggles, because we're going to put some snow on the trees. And the reason I'm using Alaska for this, so this is part of the reason why I did for the clouds a bit of blue in the mix with Alaska, because it's this white. So the stars and the snow here is going to stand out more prominent, because it's the only part that is all pure white. So it just highlights them, brings them to the front, adds a bit more festivity to it all. This set was inspired by my phone case. I have a new phone case. Oh my god, it's amazing. I love it. If my soul was a phone case, it would look like the phone case I have. It's bloody expensive though, because I ordered it, came from like California, I think. And yeah, it was more than I'd like to spend on a phone case, considering I'll probably be getting a new phone come like April. Never mind. Yeah. Right, so reindeers. I did think about putting some dots around the reindeers or at the back of the sleigh trailing into the sky to make it look kind of like a magical twinkle following them, because, I mean, there's definitely magic going on. They're fucking flying reindeers, okay? It's not carrots that they're eating, that's for sure. And I did, but it just looked silly, so I left it. And I'm now taking super gloss, and I'm going to top everything. I think this would look really cool in matte, but because I love this kind of night sky and clouds and twinkling stars, I couldn't bring myself to matte it. So I'm using super gloss because it's going to smooth everything out, where we've got obviously all these different layers. I mean, they're thin layers, but it's just going to make sure everything's nice and smooth. And sometimes I'll film doing the top coat, but then before I put it in the lamp, I might off camera just wiggle it about a bit and just play with my light lines a little bit and try and get them as straight as possible. But I do that by sort of holding the nail upside down and stuff that I couldn't do in the position to be in shot, you know? Okay, so that's being cured. That's the inspo. That's what I drew up on my tablet. That's my little mood board, and that's what we have. Less reindeer, but I don't know, kind of works. You hear me clicking my knuckles. Sorry, that's gross. I hope you like it. If you do like it, please give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. I don't care. You can follow me on Facebook and Instagram at Miss Jo's Nail Co. And you can subscribe to this channel for loads more videos and stuff like that. I really hope you do. Thank you so much for joining me. I will see you on Sunday. I upload Thursdays and Sundays. So yes, you're all amazing. Thank you so much. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.